ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along to another episode here on Oakfield Farm. It is a beautiful sunny morning once again. We are really getting ready to go. We're just saying goodbye to the milk tanker this morning though. Off he goes. Look at the reflection there, isn't that glorious? Now, the problem we have is that I'm trying to find one of those tankers for ourselves to use, because we have as many of you know, we do have our own Volvo, which could quite happily pull one of those, but we just don't have one of our own to do it. So on the lookout for one of those. If anyone knows of a good one, do let me know. This morning though, we are doing a little bit of servicing on these two tractors to begin with. They were both washed down last night because they were both a bit hacky from various different jobs, but now we're going to jump into the John Deere first. Get this guy fired up there, and then we need to just check this one over, grease it up a little bit, and get it serviced up there, because it's in need of a little bit of care and attention before we get into the depths of harvest, which are only a few days away from, actually, I would say at this point. There's going to be an arrival today. Our drill has gone that was once parked in there. We have traded up the horse, so we're going to see what that's all about. It's supposed to arrive in the next couple of hours, so we'll see. But yeah, we've gone for something bigger and better, and boy is it good, let me tell you folks. So looking forward to showing you that. For now, we're just going to park this into here. The Fendt we've already been through. The 1046 is done, ready to go again. Finished all our baling for now. We're kind of waiting for the straw to start, really. Then there'll be second cut silage and a little bit of extra hay if we can get that in. Elsewhere, it's been a while since we last had you over here, really. So we've got a bit of hay stacked in the shed now, so we're not doing too badly there. We've still got half a shed or thereabouts to fill, and we will get that done. Cattle have been cleaned out, so that's good. Yeah, we've got a little bit of hay left in the field to go and get, so that's probably what we'll be doing for the latter part of today, all being well. But first of all, we're just going to jump in and we're going to make sure we grease up this John Deere, and then oil-wise, we should be okay. We'll check it all over though, get that all done and dusted, and then we'll be moving on to do the same to the other Fendt, and then we're going to get the new wagon load in to have a look at some new toys. Grief, that took an awful lot of oil in there, let me tell you folks. We've topped up the engine oil. The transmission oil was a little bit low actually. Took an awful lot of grease. This the front ball joints on the front axle there, they really do take a pounding when there's a lot of dust around, so that's all done and dusted though. Get this backed out. There we go. And what we'll likely do, I'm going to stick this onto the bale chaser again, because we need to get the rest of those bales gathered up at some stage. We did bale and wrap the headlands of silage, which is all done and dusted. Now we are looking to, the rest has been baled up as hay, but it will need to be gathered sooner rather than later. We're not going to do that right now, but we will look into that probably later on. That's something I want to go and do first. We won't leave this just here actually. Push this back out a little bit. Yesterday we received the new addition to the herd. We have now got 60 head of cattle in here. So we arrived with 24 new cattle, which is great, really allowing us to increase. There we go. So that's been really fantastic to see. Actually, we've got a heck of a good breed starting up now, so that's very, very good news. What we're going to do, we're going to service up this Fendt, and when we finish the Fendt, hopefully, all being well, we should see that our lorry load of goodness is arriving. I have had word that we have got a heck of a convoy on the way, let's say that much. A couple of different bits of equipment are arriving for us today, which would really see us start to advance a few things in the business. So that's going to be good. They should just be a few minutes away actually, so yeah, looking forward to see what that's all about. This isn't as bad, I don't think. This is just going to need some blowing down the air filter a little bit, clearing a few things out and greasing it all up there. That won't take too long, but it's looking good. I hear the sound of an engine or two. And alrighty then, here is our truck. It is back. And there is the second one. So we have got quite a bit of equipment here, folks. We're going to have a bit of a look through it there. It is quite something now. It's a little bit loud here, but what we have on the back of our truck, this is not our low loader. We borrowed this off the friend of ours who actually owns the truck behind there with the other low loader. This is our new drill. This is a new horse. This is 12 meters wide, so it's a little bit of an upgrade on what we had. But yeah, it's a little bit similar sort of principle, similar sort of direct drill approach there. But yeah, we'll have a look into that in a little bit more detail. And then this trailer behind us here, well, this is the one that has some of the most intrigue for me. This is our 5th tractor, would you believe it or not. We've picked up this case. We had to do this just so we could actually we had an opportunity really. The opportunity was for us on the opencast miner to provide some additional services in terms of dust suppression. So I had a look around there trying to figure it out. We've leased this tanker. This is a Garant Cotte kind of tanker. It's going to be used to just spread water over the site as they continue to dig, to kind of keep the dust suppression to a minimum, or the dust creation to a minimum, would be best to say. So we picked up some cheap muscle to put onto it. This is the case 7230. The decals are a little bit mixed up there, but I can always, we've got some more of those mailed in, or being mailed in, so we can get that kind of fixed up. So yeah, cheap power. We've got a lad started soon whose sole job is going to be driving that on the opencast. And we're going to drive that up there probably tomorrow morning, just leave it parked up, and they can pick it up from there. It's in great mechanical order. It doesn't need to be... It's got a few hours on the clock there. This tractor's got about 4,500 hours on, but that's fine because all it's going to be doing is ticking over with the tanker running and spreading water around. So we don't really need to worry about that too much. So that's that one, and then yes, we've got our drill. We've got to drill this is the horse Serto. This is 12 meters wide, as I mentioned there. Is a hybrid really, so it can have, I say hybrid's probably not right, but we can put in capacity to hold both seed and fertilizer, so it will drill both at once there, which is fantastic for what we need. It is air driven, like the other one, but as you can just see, it is an absolute beast here. We're taking a lot of contract work around the opencast there, so we wanted a little bit more output. Our drill we had, which was the Pronto, I believe it was just starting to show a little bit of signs of wear. We'd had it for 4 seasons, so it was about that point in time where we wanted to get rid of it and move on up to something a bit bigger and newer. So that's exactly what we've done. With that in mind, this horse is gonna live primarily on the back of the big fence right behind me here. So we'll get that hooked up now. We've got one of the horse technicians coming just to make sure that it all feeds in with the computer on the fend there as well, so it all kind of set up and calibrated properly. For now though, what we're going to do, we'll move our truck out the way here, and then we need to get the other one unloaded as well. So we've got a lot of unloading to do, but we'll get ourselves going and see what we can get sorted out here. Right then folks, we have a plan. I think it's fair to say we're just going to get this one unloaded first so he can beetle off away, and then Jack, our new driver of our HGV here, Volvo, he is going to take that one away later on this afternoon actually, because we've got a job he's going to go and run out and do first in it. So what that means is that we get to jump into the new case. It's in immaculate condition. Now how on earth am I going to get up here? It's a little bit high up for me there. Let's see if we can jump up here. There we go. Alright then, as you can see, stunningly clean and tidy inside here. It was owned by one previous farmer who has looked after it very well, and it, like you say, it is looking great. Now we're gonna, to be honest, it was a cheap pickup for me. It has hydraulic problems on the rear end there and the valves, so it's something on the rat lifters actually. It's something that if you were to use it as a draft tractor, so ploughing, cultivation, that kind of thing, you would have some issue with it. But we're not going to do that, so that's why we've been able to kind of pick this up for next to nothing. Mechanically on the front end though, it all works perfectly well. It absolutely doesn't miss a beat. But let's see if we can get this off. It's a fairly straightforward tanker on the back here. As some of you may remember from my previous episode, I didn't want to use our tanker because we're going to use that for farm-based work only. Whereas this one, we've just leased it in, and if anything should go wrong with it, we can just return it to the hire company and they'll give us a new one. Now of course, if we ever decide to kind of change our mind and purchase one, we'll look into that. But to begin with, I think we'll just make do with this, to be honest. See how that goes. Alright, so we'll park you about here for now. I think tomorrow we'll set that away up to the opencast there. They don't need it to start working this Friday, so they don't need to start working until Monday. So we'll take it up there over the weekend so it's in place. So that's number 1 done. We need to get this vent out. And we need to get that up and working and connected onto this. So we'll have to say goodbye to truck number 1. And we'll get ourselves in and raring, ready to go. Where's the driver gone? You can never find these lorry drivers when you need them. They must be around here somewhere. I stopped my tractor miles away. Excellent stuff. So while we wait for him to go away, let's just make sure our straps are undone. We'll see. Jack's not here right now. He's just going to make a phone call, so we'll jump into his truck. And then... Alright, and that's just dropped off the bogey there, so we'll just scoot this around the corner. Lovely stuff. Parking out the way here. It's a heck of a load mechanism for a low loader there, actually. We are, again, I would love to find ourselves one we could buy, but we're just not quite there. Those low loaders hold the value pretty well as well, even the more traditional styles, so don't think we'll get one of those anytime soon. But we'll jump into here. The driver's turned around, he's gone, so that's good. Let's just jump in. And there we go. As you can see, this drill is a fairly good match actually for this vent here. It shouldn't cause us any problems at all, which would be great. All we need to do is get it onto here. Like I say, it is going to get plugged into the computer inside the vent here. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that yet, but the technician from Horsch is going to come out and see us and get that all done. So what I'm going to really do here is just connect this up. Go pick it up onto the drawbar and we're good to go. And away we go. The Fendt has another nice shiny toy in the back of it, which is awesome. What I will do, no, we'll just leave it here for now. Excellent stuff. And then we'll connect this back up. We took off some of the, it's a little bit lighter in here, we took away some of the pointless curtains that were inside here from the previous owner. Jack didn't like them, I didn't particularly care for them much either, so it wasn't a difficult decision for us. Let's see where we go, we just need to spin this around here. Okay. I think we're in that. Lovely stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull this forward again so we get our yard back really. This low loader has rear wheel steer, so it makes getting around our slightly tight yard a piece of cake. We're going to leave this here. Jack can come and take this away when he's good and ready to, and he's going to head off. He's going to head off again. We've got like a few other things to shift around for a colleague of ours or a friend of mine really, and so he'll get that done. Look at the 3-wheel steer on the back of that rig though. That's fantastic news. Really interesting. And we're done that. What we're going to do now, we'll leave this new toy in the yard here for the time being until the technician arrives. I think you'll agree though, it does look rather special in the back. It's a good size match as I was mentioning for the 1046. Really does kind of look an absolute masterpiece on here. All the culters just look so new. That's one thing I noticed when we were getting rid of the old one. Jack took our old one away first, and that was in a real old state. Really needed a good kind of culture replacement service and a bit of a touch up with the paint as well. But that's kind of one of the reasons why we shipped it off. Right now though, we're going to leave everything else where it is. We're going to just jump into the Manitou because we finished carting muck yesterday down to one of the hay fields that we just we still need to empty the bales out of, to be honest. And I want to just go and push it up a little bit, make it a little bit tidier, and then get it all kind of buttoned up. We'll leave it there for a little while just to kind of sweat and steam, and then we'll be spreading that onto that field. The plan is to plough that field in the autumn, and to do that I just want to put a bit of muck onto it first really, so it kind of keeps everything looking good and in good condition. So I'm going to pick up the muck grab again. I do like how well kept that case was in. It really was good. Well, we can probably get it just by sneaking down this side. Let's just sneak our way in here. There we go. We've also picked up a new tool for the front of the Manitou here, which is going to help us directly with this here drill. We picked up like it's kind of like a shuttle really. Now it's in there. You can just see it next to the baler. That is a hopper where we put seed or fertilizer directly into, and then we can fill that up with ease. So it's going to allow us to be a bit more focused on bulk fertilizer and seeds, so getting away with the bags. So we might do some seed treatment here, and then ship it and leave it in the stores here, and then only come to gather it up as and when we need to use it. I think that's the current plan at least. But yeah, so it's going to kind of just make us a bit more streamlined, I think is probably the best way to put it. Making us a little bit more efficient where possible, particularly when we're doing our own work, but also when we get out and about into the field and to do, no pun intended, to do the contract work. I'm going to go into here. I took advantage of the dry weather we're having at the moment as well, just to cart out as much muck as possible. It's all in that corner there, so it's going to stay out there for a while now. Well, actually it's not, it's probably going to, not quite true. It'll be out there for about a week, and then we're going to come in and get that spread onto the neighbouring field on the other side of this hedge. We don't really need this far field. We mowed it down to bale it just because there was a fair bit of grass on there really, so we thought we'd take advantage of that. But yeah, I'm just going to come here and tidy this up. You can see the bales are still in there and need to be pulled in, which is what I'm going to do after I've done this today, to be honest. Let's lift that up. Barry isn't around at the moment. Barry is currently on a bit of a break. He's taking a few days off to go. I think he's actually gone to Blackpool with his family, so he's gone down there just before we really get too busy, which I don't mind at all. But yeah, you just see we're kind of just tidying up this whole pit a little bit really, so we're just not spreading out too far. Oh, there goes the back end. And this is always a real good test of a telehandler's power and guts really, because this always takes some doing. Okay, and up we go. There we go, that's looking better. Looking a little bit tight. We'll go around that far side as well, see if we can kind of just push that up a little bit. I don't foresee us having any problems with this year, because we're not going to be moving this when it's when there's any rain. I should imagine we'll be getting this quite quickly, as I mentioned there, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I just want to kind of give it a bit of a tidy up really. Well, that side's probably not too bad. Spot on! Excellent then! And we will leave that there, just looking a little bit tidier, good to go. So we're going to leave it here, we're going to go back to the yard now and get ourselves all set up to go and cart the rest of these bales in, get those all stacked up there, and then the combine's ready to go. We've got probably another couple of days until we get into the rest of that, or into our winter oilseed rape. And then there's a little bit of winter wheat that we need to get as well by the open cast on the contracts, and then we're into our own stuff as well. We did get some spring wheat in on top of the hill there as well, which is probably a little bit behind the rest of it, but we'll wait and see how that goes. For now though, we'll leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed and you would like to see more, do hit that like button. Drop a comment down below with what you would like to see as well, if there's anything in particular. We will be bringing you up to date with how it's all going with the open cast contract with the tanker, and once we get that drill working as well, we'll no doubt bring you plenty of footage of that. For now though, I will leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, do hit that like button, subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, and we will see you all next time. Until then, happy farming.